welcome to Gemstone Tarot. Finding the arm of my really weird housecoat behind me, like some kind of weird leviathan. I haven't got the diary actually, so let me just look at the date on my phone for a moment. Okay, it's easier with the diary. Weekend reading for the 21st and the 22nd of February, 1900 or something like that. Yes, still got my rogue weird bit that won't do anything, but now the rest of the bits are joining it because I had a shower without a shower cap, so is what it is. Today we are using the Enchanted Tarot. It feels like the tarot cupboard is an old, well, I don't want to say swamp because that makes it sound like grim, and it's not grim. I love my tarot cupboard. But it feels like the tarot cupboard is sort of like, well, it's Pisces season. It's like liquid, and then something bobs up. Not a turd, hopefully. Something bobs up. And you know what I'm like. I put things away-ish, bit kind of haphazard, and then things disappear and appear. This one, it appeared, and it's been on a pick-me for a few days, so I'm like, alrighty. Even though the TNA count, weirdly, is like a strange combination of OnlyFans and Woodland Folk. I know, which, you know, obviously it's done all right. A world, I haven't even got my reading glasses today. Let's put it 10 miles away and read it like this. A world exists hidden from human eyes where magic is still alive, like at the dawn of time. Woof. Okay. And then we've got this meddlesome, this is kind of what it's like, you know, he's riding a whale, he's got his cup aloft, and then, can I show you these? Yeah, I can. One moment. Well, that was well worth answering the door for, actually. That was a guy from the waterboard, and they've decided to replace our lead pipes that bring in our drinking water. I've been waiting for this for a few years, so I'm quite pleased about that. I'm like, he's like, do I have your permission? I'm like, yes, definitely. Wow. Okay, let's have a look at this Enchanted Tarot. I'm shuffling and the book is still in there, and so is the Joker. Excellent. Excellent. Good starts. Let's use that. Oh, cripes. When they go TNA with this one, they really go TNA. I have to work out what to do with that one. Oh, nice. God, what a weird reading. I'm going to check the deck. Check the deck. Cripes. I don't know why they didn't just call it the Two of Tits. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit more like that. Anyway. Okay, no. I wanted to check, because loads of them are in reverse. Spoiler. But the deck isn't all in reverse. Cripes. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 cards on the table. All in reverse except one, and the one that isn't in reverse is gorgeous, so it kind of makes up for the other ones. But even so, that's a lot of reversals, although we are, you know, hop skippity jumping into Mercury retrograde. Right, I'm going to do a TIT check. That's okay. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So think of, like, I'll show you it in the upright because it's quite a nice card. Think about if this wheel was actually going backwards and you're thinking to yourself, why do I feel slightly weird momentum? Because that's the feeling. It's a feeling of skedaddling. It's a feeling of being on the wrong ice skates, you know, or that feeling you would get if you went onto an ice rink and you're not really good at skating, which is most of us, and the bar is quite far away and you're going skiss, 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 I'm probably going to end up on your ass. There is a lot of good to come from it, but there's also some confusion. We have the Eight of Swords in the reverse, which is a very nice card to have in the reverse. I'd much rather have it in the reverse than in the upright. So if we look here, Eight of Swords, and eights are always movement. And I think it's Jupiter and Gemini, the Eight of Swords. So this kind of idea of wanting to expand. Imagine Gemini, this dualistic, skippity-hoppity of a sign, well, you'll know if you are one. And then Jupiter, the planet of expansion, these two together. And yet you kind of can't, because with the Eight of Swords there's always a feeling that something's holding you back. Usually it isn't true or external, it's something in your mind or something that you're projecting. This kind of second guessing, we've gone into the reverse with it, and I'm very pleased to see that. Okay, I like it very much. We then have the two of, Jesus Christ, not just that, right, hang on. That's all of that. The Two of Tits in reverse. Of course, there's some sadness, there are some relationship endings, there are some just feelings, catching feels flying around, feeling slightly of loss. Doesn't always need to be like a specific relationship. Sometimes it can be that you've lost connection with something, you know, or you let go of something. And it feels, and yeah, next to it actually, and interesting because we looked at this one, and it's a dolphin, not a whale. Even I can see this. We've got, and you can see it in the upright, of course it's in the reverse. The Knight of Cups here is in the reverse. And this is sometimes, it can be specific, as in, I really thought you had a lot more to offer. Or I really thought I did, and I don't, you don't, we don't, whatever it is. And this can be for a job, it can be for a relationship, a lover, a friend, whatever. It's like I thought there was more to this, and I'm quietly packing up my stuff. I don't know why, I've been watching the Winter Olympics, that's probably why. Hanging up my skates, you know, it's like you would get if it was your last Olympics. You know, it's your last time, and maybe you get gold and maybe you're not placed on the medals, but it's your last time and there is that feeling of sort of sadness about it. Then, thank God, thank God, the Ace of Cups. And what a glorious Ace of Cups it is. It's so beautiful. Somebody, and it's interesting because they're underwater. So it's like underwater, but still holding up this bloody cup. You're like, I'm still standing, I'm still here. You know, I hold the cup aloft. Self-love, self-knowledge, all that Neptunian goodness when it's good. That Pisces energy that's good, you know, not on the sort of downslide, but more on the knowing yourself, loving yourself, having those skills and abilities. I like that card. It lifts you up. And then we have, nice, Six of Wands in reverse, but in reality you can't see any kind of good coming of it, and it's frustrating. And when you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, in my experience, it's a lot better to just lean into that energy and find something funny, you know, find some comedy to watch, find a funny angle, feel, you know, any bit of fun that you can have, anything light-hearted, take it. Because the wind's not with you. The wind isn't blowing in your direction. You kind of know that, you know, you can feel it. And it's just better to accept it because it does change, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes it's going backwards, sometimes it's going forwards, sometimes that's good for you and you benefit, sometimes it isn't. That's why with the Wheel of Fortune you always have like the king and the pauper, and sometimes the pauper's at the top and the king's at the bottom, you know, it's that kind of message. And then this guy, God, you know, speaking of tits, he just gets on my tits. It's the King of Swords in reverse. When he's in reverse, he's a bloody nightmare. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna glitter the turd on this one. No. So this can be anybody who's selfish, anybody who is right at the other end of the scale, narcissistic, a bit nasty, Those of you who are in relationship to people like this, or in some kind of connection to people like this, don't be surprised if it gets, if the whistle gets blown and, you know, time gets called on it, because this is in charge. Okay, and that is a good thing, but it's not an easy thing, and it's not a straightforward thing. We're coming in for some complicated Piscean, Mercury retrograde-y, interesting times. Buckle up. Leave me a comment, and I will see you soon. Namaste.